Well, I'm tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 8 to 10 days in today's video. Starting off with some heavy rain coming up tomorrow, and then looking at the chance of a bit of a plume, actually, our first one of the summer. At the end of the week and into the start of the weekend. Now have a look at next week's weather as well. So quite a bit going on. If you want to get on with the video, just make sure you advertise in this video ad to my pages at GavsWeatherVids.com. Hit play on the video ad. You'll be supporting GavsWeatherVids.com. Thanks so much for doing that. So we're going to start off with the high resolution Euro 4 model at the website Weather Online. This is a precipitation forecast from the Euro 4 model. It's a UK Met Office product, but you can find the link to Weather Online on my links page. The forecast itself on BBC are based on this model. This situation at midnight, we've got a few showers still scattered about, but the main attention is down here over northern France. We've got some heavy rain moving into the channel. As we go through the night, that rain is going to push northwards, getting into much of southern England, with showers breaking out ahead of it across the Midlands and northern England. And then a thoroughly wet morning tomorrow morning across much of England, getting into south and west Wales as well. Some really heavy rain mixed in here, but suggesting that there could be some probably quite showery rain, but some bursts of very heavy showery rain coming up. As we go into 6 o'clock in the evening, well, it's still pouring across much of northern England, the Midlands, down in central southern England as well. Heavy shower, possibly thundery, across Lincolnshire and East Anglia. You can't be too certain about the detail on that, but I think the general suggestion is that there will be a lot of rain around tomorrow. It won't be on all day, it'll be on and off type rain, but when it's on, you'll know about it because there'll be some pretty big showers and some pretty big downpours. The rain getting up in towards Scotland as well by 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. And as we go out towards midnight, that rain starts to pull off in towards the North Sea. So things are calming down as we go into 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Well, it's still pouring across much of the east coast and hooking back in towards Scotland as well. The total precipitation forecast from all this is that, well, we could see anything between around 10 and 20 millimetres generally across England, but notice there's a swathe here going from southwestern England through the Bristol area in towards the South Midlands, on in towards the East Midlands, up in towards Lincolnshire and North East England. A swathe there of brighter colours, just indicating those heavier bursts of rain through the course of tomorrow. And in those areas, well, the suggestion is that there could be anything up to around 30, possibly 40 millimetres in those areas. That's getting on for around an inch and a half of rain. Obviously that's in quite a short space of time, so there could well be some local sort of flash flooding. I have to emphasise this isn't a continuous downpour of rain lasting the whole day. It'll be on and off, so not everywhere is going to get that kind of rainfall in that swathe. Just some places, but get the heaviest bursts through the course of tomorrow could get some quite big rainfall totals. Now, as we go on beyond that, we're going to be looking at a thundery spell coming up Friday into Saturday. We're going to have our first plume. The reason is that this area of low pressure is going to be down to the southwest of Ireland, pulling up this southerly wind. That's going to start bringing hot air up out of Spain and through France as well. So if you have a look at the upper air temperatures for midday on Friday, we can see the heat's really building down over France and down into Spain and Portugal as well. We've got 20 Celsius isotherm there across central Spain. That's really hot air coming out of North Africa, pushes northwards over the North Sea and through France, picks up sort of humidity and instability, especially in this area of low pressure out to the west, and the whole thing ends up as a humid, thundery sort of breakdown, a classic sort of Spanish plume, one of the ways, one of the classic ways that we get heat and thunderstorms in the British Isles in summer. As we go through into 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday, again that heat is pushing northwards all the time, but with it will be increasing amounts of humidity. Convective potential will be high across France on Friday. Got the red colours there indicating there could be some high convective potential. That's all pushing northwards with it and humidity. Going through into Saturday, that's when the thundery breakdown comes through. I think the weather system will be pushing northwards and eastwards in from the Atlantic, coming into that hot and humid air. The hot air is still with us at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. The hottest of the areas over France, but I think we'll be seeing temperatures If you get some sunshine, we'll be seeing temperatures perhaps up to around 27 on Saturday. That's around 81 Fahrenheit in the southeast. But many other areas will be a little bit lower than that because there'll be a lot of cloud, there'll be these thundery bursts of rain developing, but the humidity will be quite high. Here comes the rain at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. There could already be some thunderstorms around at that time. And as we go through in towards 6 o'clock in the evening, the whole lot's going to push northwards and eastwards, pushing the heat away. Notice that the heat is beginning to drain off in towards the continent. Fresh air comes in from the Atlantic. High rates of convection across much of England and Wales on Saturday, so the risk of thunderstorms as that sees to push through. There's a precipitation forecast, a lot of rain being indicated there. Much of that will be thundery, I think, as it comes into that heat and humidity. There's the temperature. This is suggesting anything around 21, 22, 23, but of course if you get some sunshine, that's going to be the general sort of temperature. If you get some sunshine, particularly down in the southeast, you could easily be above that, and I do think anything up to 26, 27 is possible with this. That's around the 80 Fahrenheit mark. So our first sort of proper hot, humid, thundery breakdown appears to be on the way. Have a quick look at the GFS for next week. It looks like we could do it all over again at the start of next week, actually. Still that sort of idea of high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west on Monday, still bringing up this sort of southerly wind across the country. So the hot air is still quite close by as we go through into Monday, especially over France, in towards the Low Countries. 15 Celsius isotherm there is really warm, if not hot, air is close to the country. And as this low pressure comes in from Monday into Tuesday again, I think it could bring more thunder in across the country. So I have to watch out for that. Although things perhaps cool down a little bit on Sunday, they could warm up again on Monday, and it may turn thundery once again Monday night into Tuesday. Going on beyond that, it looks like high pressure could still be close by to the south, so not a bad week coming up next week. I've always suspected that the second week of June could be quite a bit better, and I think that improvement may still be on course, actually. Here we are on Friday the 13th with high pressure building up nicely across much of Western Europe. That would be good for the folks that are going to Le Mans. High pressure bringing mainly dry, warm conditions on the GFS through next week. So we start off next week probably on quite a warm, humid, thundery note. May then turn basically quite dry, I think, as we go through the middle and latter stages of next week. Probably a bit cooler and fresher, but a very nice week could be on the way actually next week. Just to quickly go through the ECMWF before I go, and this is the chart for the start of next week. Again, it's that idea it could have another thundery breakdown Monday into Tuesday. We've got a system coming here across the country on Tuesday. Moving northwards and eastwards, hot air or very warm air is still close to the east and the south of the country, so I think we could repeat what's going to happen Friday into Saturday, again Monday into Tuesday. Some very interesting weather coming up for thunderstorm and convective fans. So as we go through the middle of next week, it's a little bit more unsettled this. The GFS wants to build the high pressure up from the Azores and settle things down from midweek, but the ECM wants to bring this area of low pressure through. So actually the second week of June might not be as good if the ECMWF is right. Let's go with the GFS. So it's what I've always suspected could happen, that we'll have a drier, warmer week, second week of June. But the ECMWF doesn't want to go for it, so got to see that coming into line before we have any confidence about it. Potentially though, as we get through to Friday the 13th, we take that trough of low pressure out to the east of the country and start to build this ridge in. So perhaps it's trending in the same direction as the GFS, it just gets there later, and it will be more around the middle of the month that things settle down, as opposed to earlier in the second week. But I think the ECM is sort of trending that way. It's just taking longer to get there. So we've got some very interesting weather coming up over the next few days. But short term, of course, all eyes are going to be on the rain tomorrow. Could be some big rainfall totals in places, particularly through southwest England, South Wales, the Midlands up in towards Lincolnshire, perhaps Yorkshire as well. Could be some very heavy rainfall in those areas, and generally going to be quite a wet day across much of the country tomorrow. A little bit better for Thursday. Then Friday we get this plume coming up from the south. We get very warm Friday into Saturday. Saturday could be the warmest day, but the risk of thunder sweeping in across the country. Some big old thunderstorms possible on Saturday. quieter day and a bit of pressure for Sunday, and then we might do it all over again. Monday into Tuesday, another plume, followed by a thundery breakdown as we go through next week. Possibly the signs are there that we may settle things down and have a drier few days. And it would be quite warm as well if that came off. So a lot going on. I'll keep you updated over the next few days. It's the 5-day forecast. Tomorrow I'll have more information on this thundery breakdown Friday and Saturday. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching.